5 seconds. The success of parliamentary democracy in our country is admirable. As the honorable members are aware, the subject electoral reforms has been engaging the attention of both the houses of parliament and has been debated keenly outside. We have got an old established system with election laws codified covering all aspects of the preparation for and the conduct of elections. We have been holding elections since independence. On a review of all the previous elections held, it is found that the electoral process and the system have been under various stresses and strains which, if allowed to remain unchecked, may undermine the very democratic process and the system itself. Our past experience emphasizes a pressing need for improvements in the electoral process. The government and the election commission have been studying the question of bringing about certain reforms for a long time past. From time to time, the election commission formulated several proposals. Government have taken necessary steps to bring about improvements. Members would recall that the government under the bold and dynamic leadership of Shri Rajiv Gandhi, the Prime Minister, took the unprecedented step by enacting the Constitution Amendment Act to deal with the evil of political defection. Another significant step was also taken to legalize the flow of funds from corporate sector to political parties. Recently, a legislation was passed to separate religion from politics. The present bills brought before the House now are only in continuation of the efforts of the government to further strengthen the electoral process. Various proposals in this regard have been widely debated in the press and other fora. Several political parties expressed their views and suggestions both in parliament and outside. Government took due note of all these various suggestions. Government also held consultations with the representatives of political parties in parliament to ascertain their specific ideas. The Prime Minister had also conveyed to this House the serious concern of the government regarding electoral reforms. If the matter was taking time, it was only because the subject was complex and complicated, and whatever was decided upon had to be examined thoroughly so that it could prove effective and not remain merely as a silent provision. I am happy to say that we have now been able to formulate a number of proposals to further improve the electoral system. These proposals will go a long way to make elections free and fair. These measures would be particularly welcome to the weaker sections of the society. I shall now briefly refer to the provisions incorporated in these two bills. I shall take up the first measure. The framers of the Constitution envisaged that the elections to the House of the People and to the legislative assemblies shall be on the basis of adult suffrage. They had specified in the article that the concept of adult suffrage would cover all the citizens of India who are not less than 21 years of age. At a later stage, it was felt that there was no valid reason for denying the right to vote to persons in the age group of 18 to 21 years, particularly when, for all intents and purposes of law, they are treated as majors and deemed competent to handle their affairs. The youth in this age group are politically conscious and take keen interest in national and world affairs. It is therefore felt most appropriate that the youth of this country who are not represented should be given opportunity to participate actively in the effective functioning of parliamentary democracy. Government have therefore decided to bring about the much needed change in the voting age. It is on the youth of the country that the present and future of the country rests. The youth are already taking a very keen interest in the political affairs of the country. We are proud to bring forward this bill in the year in which the centenary of the great son of India is being celebrated. With your permission, I shall now deal with the provisions of the Representation of the People Bill. Over the years, there has been an increasing tendency to vitiate the electoral process. Malpractices and lawlessness have been on the increase. We had therefore to think in terms of effective measures to curb such evil tendencies. The Election Commission is a constitutional authority and is vested with plenary powers in the matter of superintendence, direction, and control of all matters prior to and the actual conduct of elections to parliament and legislative assemblies of the states. It has to be strengthened to take all necessary measures for ensuring free and fair elections. As the members are aware, the election commission is dependent on the machinery of the state governments both in respect of the work and preparation, revision, and correction of electoral rolls and the work in respect of the actual conduct of elections. Nonetheless, such staff function under the superintendent's direction and control of the election commission in so far as the work relating to elections is concerned. They do this work in addition to their normal functions under the state governments. Thus, the state government employees are subject to dual control, one by the state government concerned in the respect of the regular work and another by election commission in respect of the election work. It is therefore felt necessary that the disciplinary control over the state government staff in respect of the work relating to elections should be vested in the election commission. An amendment therefore has been proposed that such staff should be deemed to be on deputation to the election commission so that they are brought under its disciplinary authority. The exercise of jurisdiction by the state governments over their staff in relation to their normal work, even during the period of elections, would continue to rest with the state governments. India is a parliamentary democracy based on party system. A large number of political parties are also functioning. The election process is to be sustained and nourished by healthy activities of political parties. We have to strengthen the election system by necessary reforms so that vociferous tendencies do not bring about its downfall. At present, there is no statutory definition of a political party. It is proposed to rectify this in the Act